drugs that we use for skin melanoma fall into two categories. There are immunotherapy drugs, which are really quite important and have rolled out to some other cancers. And there are some targeted drugs which hit a particular gene that's mutated been damaged in skin melanoma. Those targeted drugs don't work in eye melanoma because the target for them is not there. And when you look at the immune therapy drugs that we use for skin melanoma, in eye melanoma, they're really not very good. And it turns out that skin melanoma, when it spreads around the body, is actually quite visible to the immune system if the immune system's turned on in the right way. But eye melanoma, when it spreads around the body, is pretty invisible to the immune system, partly because it's not very different from normal, whereas skin melanoma is very different. So the immune system finds it hard to recognise eye melanoma. So what we did was a series of clinical trials over many years with a drug called tebentafusp. And tebentafusp is a different type of immune therapy, and it's like a bridge, and one bit sticks to the cancer cell, the eye melanoma, and the other bit turns on any lymphocytes, any immune cells, T cells, that are nearby. And those T cells don't have to be specific for the cancer, they're made specific for the cancer by the drug, which kind of drags them in. And we did a series of clinical trials, and the most important clinical trial was a trial where we compared giving eye melanoma patients whose cancer had spread through the body either tebentafusp or the standard of care drugs that we use for skin melanoma. And in the first report, tebentafusp improved survival over the duration of the study by about 50%. And it's the first drug that's been proven to have an impact upon survival in eye melanoma. And it's also the first drug of its type to improve survival. So it's a novel type of treatment. So that became a standard of care, has become a new standard of care. And a lot of our work at Mount Vernon was supported by CTRT funds. So although we were getting grants from the drug company to do that, and there was a whole host of activity here that we really didn't have funding for in terms of data managers and some other support and some nursing support that was supported by CTRT. And we led that study internationally, and it's resulted in new treatment.